Where I've come from, I think it's filled with struggles, it's filled with a lot of success, it's filled with resilience, and not to forget, it always gives me deep sense of satisfaction to know where I have come from and to know where I am now. And also, if there is a clarity where I'm going next, I think it makes it much easier. If I want my players to give their 100%, well, I'm going to do that first. So I think always setting an example is something I'm a huge believer of, and I've always tried to maintain that.
So, Chaya, cricket is generally taken as a male dominated sport. How have you navigated the challenges through this perception?
With the IPL matches, women IPL, which is happening in India at the moment, the stadiums are jam packed. Immense satisfaction. This is something I feel great pride in, because cricket has always given me a lot of things. It has given me recognition, it has given me the spot where I am now, it has given me plenty of opportunities which I never thought I could get those. So when I got this chance to do something for cricket in return, I think it's my way of doing a favor, to something that has immense influence in my life.
Giving back.
So when I say yes, it's giving back to cricket.
What needs to change in the sports ecosystem to create more opportunities for women in cricket?
People would know more about the sports enthusiasts, how they have come such a long way.
Any advice you would like to give to the young girls, those who really want to play cricket or any sport, but they are facing the barriers?
If you have a desire to succeed, I think you can overcome anything in your life.
So, coming from the breathtaking land of Jammu and Kashmir to leading UAE's women cricket team, how has the journey shaped you?
I feel really happy, when somebody asks me the question, where do you come from? The moment I say I come from Kashmir, the kind of smile I see on everybody's face, I think I take a lot of pride in sharing that. And if I look back at my journey, where I've come from, I think it's filled with struggles, it's filled with a lot of success, it's filled with resilience, and not to forget, it always gives me deep sense of satisfaction to know where I have come from and to know where I am now. And also, if there is a clarity where I'm going next, I think it makes it much easier.
So, what inspired you to pursue the career in cricket and who really influences you?
Well, I think like every other child, it's my parents who were always there, backing me up. No matter what I used to do, they were always there to support me. And my brother, definitely, my first companion in playing cricket, not just a companion, I would say the first competitor, whom I played against. He was one of the person who always guided me, showed the belief in me that yes, you can do it. Other than that, normal parents, like how usually they are, quietly doing the work behind my back so that I could live up to my dreams. So I would say it's my parents who have a great influence in my life. And because of their belief in me, because of their confidence in me, I felt more responsible. And because of that responsibility, whatever I used to do, I think I used to do it with my heart, knowing that there are people who are there to support me. And once I started playing cricket, my dad, my brother, they told me, yes, you have the potential to carry it forward. And I started taking it up seriously. That's how I started playing for my state, and from the state to nationals, from nationals to internationals.
That's wonderful. So, as a women's cricket development officer, what are the some key challenges you have faced growing in a sport for women?
Well, I think the biggest challenge that I have faced working as the development officer in UAE is uh, the involvement of local Emirati women. Uh, I have tried a lot, but I think cricket is not very popular in this country as such. It is gaining the popularity over the period of time, but involving them in cricket is something which I've really struggled. Uh, it's not a definite zero, I would say. But then people have started knowing what this game is all about. They have started watching cricket, and fortunately in Dubai, we have so many tournaments now happening, especially after Women's World Cup that happened in November. And of course, the Champions Trophy that is happening now. When we have events like these happening in UAE, wherein people mostly who come from various backgrounds, when they get to see their heroes playing in front of their eyes, and being an Emirati nation, which is not very famous for cricket, when cricket is happening all over, definitely they'll also step out of their houses, or even if they don't step out, watching live cricket at home and getting to know how famous this sport is among Indians, not just Indians, but other nationalities also. So I think this is gaining popularity over the period of time in this country also. And I think the approach would be a little bit change when I am going and asking people to play now cricket from the local community. I think they would accept it freely and would definitely want to participate. Other than that, being an expectation, it's always a struggle to retain the players,
Right.
because many a times we invest our time, we invest a lot of efforts in making a player, and suddenly for further studies or for any other reason they have to leave the country. So that is another, I would say, problem, not just problem, but then an obstacle that comes in the development areas, wherein a player is made just the way we wanted, but then they have to go for certain reasons and we cannot stop them. So I think these two are the major things that I've faced so far. But as I have said, in spite of these problems, we are doing really well in terms of the development of cricket in UAE.
That's wonderful. So, what does leadership means to you as a former captain of UA's women team? How do you motivate and uplift your team?
Well, I think there is a lot of people have different perceptions towards it. For me, leadership, I think it is leading from the front. It's not just on the field, but even off the field, what you do, how are you presenting yourself, what kind of behavior or the outcome you want from your team. It just doesn't happen on the ground itself,
Right.
but there are preparations that happens much before. So I think as a captain or as a leader, I would love to lead from the front. If I want my players to show mental toughness, then I would want myself to show that first. If I want my players to give their 100%, well, I'm going to do that first. So I think always setting an example is something I'm a huge believer of. And I've always tried to maintain that. So I think for me as a leader, it definitely means to lead from the front, getting to know your players
Right.
and making them feel that they are special, they are valued in the team. And not just that, but creating a culture, wherein your teammates are happy, wherein they feel, as I mentioned, they feel important part of the team. That is very, very important. So to build a culture, to getting to know the players, their importance in the team. And I think the most important part as a captain is to know your teammates well,
Right.
to know their strengths and how to use their strengths to win matches for you. You know, that's very important.
So, Chaya, cricket is generally taken as a male dominated sport. How have you navigated the challenges through this perception?
Well, I would say gone are the days when people had these perceptions, but nowadays, a simple example is when you switch on a TV and you get to see a women's match going on. If it's not live, then definitely some of the highlights would be played that would be telecasting a women's game, whether it could be T20, it could be Test, it could be ODIs. So I think people have changed their perception over the period of time. They're seeing cricket as a sport, but not just a male or a female dominated thing. If we start accepting sports as sports and
Right.
not what men or women are doing and not comparing them. I think that definitely changes the perception, and we accept the sport as it is. So I would say that cricket is definitely not the gentleman's game anymore,
Right.
and we all are equal participant in it, and people enjoy watching game just the way they like watching the men's game. And I think it goes with the female games as well now. A very good example could be seen with the IPL matches, women IPL, which is happening in India at the moment. The stadiums are jam packed, it's always house full. So that shows the interest that people are showing towards cricket. It's not they're coming to watch their favorite cricketers, and it's not also that only females are coming to watch the game, but
Right.
it's definitely a mixed blend of men and women both who come to support cricket. So I think it's changed now.
That's wonderful. So you have introduced over 600 girls to cricket in just 1 year, which is commendable actually. So what has been the most rewarding part of that initiative?
I think immense satisfaction. This is something I feel great pride in, because cricket has always given me a lot of things. It has given me recognition. It has given me the spot where I am now. It has given me plenty of opportunities which I never thought I could get those. So when I got this chance to do something for cricket in return, I think it's my way of doing a favor, you know, to something that has immense influence in my
Right.
life.
Giving
So when I
back.
say yes, it's giving back to cricket in return, which is equal to zero what I have got. So I think first of all, I get a lot of uh, peace in my heart when I know that, the game which I love, the game which I'm so passionate about, it's developing at such a pace which we never expected. But when we see the growth happening, it shows that the future of cricket in UAE, it's definitely in safer hands. So I could sleep well. And that's the biggest takeaway, I would say.
That is really wonderful, actually. So people really want to know you as a person. What is Chaya all about? So we have curated a couple of rapid fire questions for
Okay.
you. So the first question for you is batting or bowling? What excites you more?
I am an all rounder, but I think batting.
I knew that. Yeah,
Really?
you would say that. Okay,
Okay.
one word to describe your leadership style.
Uh, cool.
We
Being
need more
always
cool
calm.
captains, right?
Yes. I'm mostly calm on field.
Your go-to hype song before a match.
Chak De or
Okay.
Lehra Do. Yes, that was amazing. It used to be always our team song. Whenever we were in bus or whenever we are warming up for the game, Lehra Do.
Wonderful. Your favorite cricket player of all time.
Uh, Sophie Devine is one of my favorite from New Zealand. Uh, and I have spent a lot of time with her. Fortunately, I got it while we were playing in Fairbrake. And of course, the legend Kapil Dev. And I got to do one, I would say, a reality show with him. So making my dreams come true.
That is wonderful. Okay, most memorable match you have ever played?
I think India versus UAE. Coming from India and playing against India is something which I don't think I would have ever thought of. Never in my wildest of my dreams. But when we got to know that we will be playing against India, I think that was a different experience. I cannot explain it. The moment you have national anthems, being played, and
Right.
those goosebumps, I can't define it.
If you were not a cricketer, what career would you pursue?
Well, I think I would have been a very good teacher. I am a teacher by profession. I come from a teaching profession, and definitely a teacher without
And
even second thoughts.
nice. And we can see that in your leadership style as well. That's amazing. Okay, what needs to change in the sports ecosystem to create more opportunities for women in cricket?
I think more visibility, and a lot of matches needs to be still live telecast.
Hmm.
It's not just the international games or the franchisee cricket that we see all over, but then even if we show importance to domestic cricket as well, I would say that would create a huge difference.
Right.
Investing at the grassroots level is another factor which I feel is really, really important, because cricket in any part, it starts from the grassroots level. And once we have that structure in place, once we have a pathway for the players to come in,
Hmm.
I think that makes a huge difference. So investing on the grassroots level is something that I would really want to emphasize. Other than that, platforms like this, definitely, wherein women get to share their stories, tell about their success stories, or even how they failed and what
Right.
made them come back. Yeah, if we have more platforms like this and social media, when they give attention to such females, I think that would definitely create an awareness in the society, and people would know more about the sports enthusiast, how they have come such a long way, and that would definitely help them to change.
Chaya, is there any advice you would like to give to the young girls, those who really want to play cricket or any sport, but they are facing the barriers?
I think to the younger generation, I would like to say just one thing is being persistent, because I've seen many a times students out of curiosity, they pick up a sport or
Right.
any new thing that they
Right.
want to do. They just pick it up with a lot of excitement. But I think after a couple of weeks, the excitement level comes
Yeah.
down. The thing that they used to happily enjoy before, now they are forced to do that.
Hmm.
So I would say, don't look at the multiple options which are in front of you. Look at that one thing that makes you happy
Hmm.
and just do it.
Give you
Do it
100%.
because you're loving when you're doing that.
Hmm.
Do it because you're happy while you're doing it, and never give up in between. Whenever my mom always told me this, whatever you start, always make sure you finish it.
Hmm.
Don't leave anything in between, because a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. That's something that I've always followed in my life. Sometimes giving up is always easier than moving ahead, right? But uh, many a people think that let's just give up, let's try something else, because
Hmm.
options are there.
Right.
Don't look at the options which are right in front of you. Give your heart and soul to the things which are there, which you've been investing your time in, and hard work. There is no shortcuts to success. You
Hmm.
will have to eventually go with the route where there is hard work, and you have to burn the sweat. You have to work for longer hours. You have to, many a times I got injuries, I got setbacks, I've got obstacles, but if you have a passion, if you have a desire to succeed, I think you can overcome anything in your life. Every problem has a solution, you just have to find it. So that the more we stay calm, the more we are composed, I think we can definitely achieve our dreams which are there.
That is really insightful, and I think this is the biggest advice you have given to the young generation, especially because sometimes they don't know what is wrong, what is right. They pick
Exactly.
up the things and they are not sure whether that is right fit for them or not.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned about legendary Kapil Dev. You
Yes.
mentioned that cricket is no longer a male sport. It's just a cricket, I would say. So, what do you think? Like, how important it is, or the role what male allies play, and the organization play in advancing women's sports, and how they can support the movement.
Well, definitely they can. I mean, they are doing it also. Many a times I've seen male cricketers, they are passionately following women's sport as well. And if I don't go outside, I would like to quote an example of the UAE
Yeah.
women's cricket also, wherein we always get messages from our fellow mates, from the UAE men's team, and they are keen on to see what we are doing.
Right.
They always keep an eye on our tournaments. and dropping a message, on the game day, telling us, hey, good luck for today's game, that makes a lot of difference. And it goes mutually, they
Right.
support us, we support them, and that's how the growth happens. It's not like a one way process, right? So men's, when they talk about female cricket or women's cricket as such, on the platforms where they are getting an opportunity to share their thoughts, I think when they do it, that makes an impact in the
Absolutely.
society, that makes a huge difference. So definitely I would say their involvement is surely going to show the change, and people are doing it. If not here, I mean, if I say UAE, which is not very big, but if I say India, or if I talk about Australia or New Zealand, they all are doing it. You could see it on their social media pages, you can see it on their media responses, wherever it is, everybody is helping each other now. And with this mutual help, I think we all can grow together.
That is wonderful, and it is needed as well.
It is needed.
Yeah,
It's the need of the
absolutely.
society.
So, winning 20 consecutive matches, being honored with prestigious awards, what has been your proudest achievement so far?
Oh, that's difficult one. Uh, well, I think winning 20 consecutive games was something that I could never forget, because it's a feat that I have achieved, and it shows the hard work that we have done, playing 20 matches and winning them without losing a single game. To maintain that streak, it's take a toil from you.
Right.
You have to give in more than 100%, because you want to win the next game. And this field is next to Australia. It's like Australians, who doesn't know them,
Right.
right? But when they did it, it was natural for them. It was no difference. It was no big deal, right? People knew it. They are the Aussies. They are meant to do that. But when somebody, from the underdogs who have never done it before, and suddenly when you feel, hey, I'm doing this, I have done it thrice, I've done it 4 times, I've done it 5 times. Let's continue. Let's see how long we can go. When you test your temperament, when you test your abilities, I think that makes you a true, what do you say, a fighter, somebody who is always willing to win, somebody who is hunger for that winning moments.
Right.
So it showed resilience, it shows the hard work, and that was a collective effort from the team. So I think that is more closer to me. But other than that, getting awards and being recognized for the things that you have done it, when you get awarded for those things, you feel good, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
feel that pleasure in your heart. Yes, people have started recognizing your
Yeah.
potential, and I think that is also very special to me. So one of these fate is on the field, the other one is off the field. Both of them hold an equal and important place in my heart.
And Chaya, I want to know personally this question from you. Like, how do you manage the pressure of competition, being a leader as well as one of the prestigious player as well?
Uh, well, I think there is pressure. It is evident, right? Be it a game, be it in your office, be it anywhere,
Yeah.
there a pressure is always bound to happen. There are situations when they get out of control, and you feel under immense pressure, because uh, you are expected to do something, but you've not delivered it, and now you're expected to do it in a shorter span of time, right? Sometimes there are situations which are against us, there are situations which are not in our favor, but I would always say that control the controllables. Something that we can control, think only about those things, but some things which are beyond our control, don't think about them, right? You only give in your 100% when you are doing something. I think for me, pressure makes me more productive. I like working under pressure, because uh, I think when you know certain things that you have to finish in a stipulated time, I think you give in all that you have, right? That energy that you just concentrate and then give it away a shot, that I just have to do this no matter what. Then you don't think about your sleep, you don't think about your uh, food, you don't think about other things, you just want to do it. I would say that that pressure creates a sense of eagerness. That pressure creates a sense of hungerness, that yes, I want to do it. And I think it makes me feel more productive. And under any kind of situation wherein I'm feeling more pressurized, I like to stay calm. Because once you have control on your mind, I think you can have control on your body as well. So having your body in your control, I think you can think better.
Yeah.
You can align your plans as per your requirement. Other than that, if I am not able to control my emotions, I'm not able to control my thoughts, the thought process and everything which is happening, then it gets really difficult to handle those situations. So I think staying calm is one of the best thing you can do in the pressure games, in the pressure situation. And as I said, when you stay calm, you know your next move,
Right.
right? So when you know your next move, you know your resources well. You know how to use the people around you. Task delegation, getting the things worked up, getting the things done by other people. I think you can only do it when you are staying calm. So all these things I have adapted and it has worked well for me.
That is lovely. So you have taken couple of times the name of Team Australia. I want to know what was it like working with Team Australia during the Women's World Cup, and any key takeaways from that experience.
Oh, definitely. I mean, a lot of takeaways. I would say it was like an eye opener for me, spending uh, time with them so closely. I think I learned a lot. I think first and foremost, their preparation, which is amazing. I mean, they don't prepare a month before, they start their preparation years before, and their time management skills is beyond my explanation. I mean, I was blown away looking at their time management skills. What we are doing after 4 days, it's all written time wise, month wise,
Wow.
minutes wise. They have minutes for everything, every single detail about the things which are happening in future. They know it how to get it done. So I think detailed perspective, detailed notes, detailed things, what could happen. Not only that, if they have plan A, and if that doesn't work, they have plan B. If that doesn't work, they have plan C. They have multiple solutions to one problem. And that is why I think they are so good handling those pressure
Right.
situations, because they know how to cope up with that. They have dealt with those situations multiple times and they know how to come out of it.
Yeah. They
I
prepared
think their
themselves. Yeah.
mental toughness, their mental skill ability, they have special coaches for that. They get trained for it, which is really, really good. So, and moreover, their players, they know exactly what they are meant to do in the team. Many times I would say people are not clear about what they're supposed to do. If I take an example of a cricket player, when we pick them up in this team, they are not sure about whether they will be used as a bowler or they'll be used as a batsman. What are they actually going to do? There's no clarity. And that's the reason why when they train for everything. They're not, it's not specific to what role they have been assigned to. But working with Aussies, it showed how clear they were with their goals and their mindset. If there is a bowler who is meant to bowl, they will only work for their bowling skills. They will only practice bowling skills and they'll save their energies. If it's a batsman, they will only work on their batting skills. Not like they'll come bowl also, bat also, fielding also, and by the time they go in the match, they're already burned out, they're
Yeah.
drained out. They save their energies maximum for the match. They don't like to waste their energies during the practice sessions or any other things, but they would like to save their energy for the peak performance during the game. I think these are the things that I learned from them, and I definitely want to impart these to our young cricketers who are practicing, who are playing cricket with not much clarity. So I would like to give them a thought here
Right.
to think about your roles first and then work as per the need.
Yeah, this is amazing. I guess the kind of a practice and the experiences you shared. So, if you could leave one legacy for women in sports, what it would be?
Hmm. Well, I think definitely a clear pathway for the girls, a structured pathway wherein they know exactly if they want to play cricket, how to approach. I remember I came in here in the year 2009 and I debuted in 2015. It took me 6 years to even know that cricket existed in UAE. At that time, there were not many tournaments happening, but uh, it was difficult to approach somebody who knew cricket here because nobody was there to guide you. No website or social media forums were there wherein we can just show our interest.
Right.
So I would definitely want to make a structured pathway. In fact, we have done it to some extent, wherein we offer free training sessions to all the girls who want to pursue cricket. From the age of 6 till 18 years, we give them free training sessions. We don't charge anything. This is an initiative from Emirates Cricket, and it's called
Okay.
as Girls Get Into Cricket program. So we have around couple of centers running in Abu Dhabi. One of them is in Alain. Two of them are in Dubai. One of them is in Sharjah. And it's all free of cost. We don't charge
This
anything.
is wonderful.
Yes. And also, I would like to leave a better understanding. I would like to leave a mark that, yes, if we can do this, they can do it also. It's not that difficult, it's not impossible.
Right.
Things can get different, but you can definitely achieve what you always think of.
This is wonderful advice, I would say. So, this is my last question for you. Is there any message you would like to give to the uh, young generation through this platform? Any message, anything which you think that they should implement, this they should inculcate in their habits?
Yes, not just one, but couple of them actually, which has really helped me. And I think it can help them as well. Uh, Having routines in your life is very, very important. So if you are having routines, set routines in your life, I think that really helps you. That shows that your time is properly maintained. It's not like getting up whenever you feel like and then you eat whatever you want because there's no set routine for you. But then if you have set routines, you know exactly what time you're getting up, when you go to bed, what are you supposed to do for that particular day. When you have clarity on all those things, I think your 24 hours become 28 hours, or for some it becomes 30 hours also, because they are using their time wisely. Otherwise, if you're just sitting on the couch and with the TV remote in your hand or mobile in your hand, just browsing the stories and doing nothing, you'll feel that the time is running like anything.
Right.
It's like 4 o'clock you sat, and when you look at the clock again, it's 8 o'clock. So 4 hours we have done nothing. I mean, and in the end, you feel regret that, oh my God, I just wasted my day. Rather than having those regrets, having those negative emotions, I feel it's always wiser to just have routines in your life, to manage your time well, to prioritize the things is very important, so that there's no procrastination, there are no delays happening. And also, one more thing which is very important is surround yourself with positive people,
Right.
because there are many people around who would like to give advices. Not all of them are correct, not all of them suits as per my needs. We should have that wisdom to understand whether this is pertaining to me or not. We should have that wisdom to identify whether I'm headed in the wrong or the right direction. The difference between the wrong and right, it's purely decided by us, and we should have the wisdom to see the difference between the two. So surround yourself with the people who always encourage you, who always want to show you the right way, who would not put negative thoughts on you, who would not say, hey, you can't do it. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do anything just because of who you are.
Right.
Nobody has that authority. Surround yourself with positive people. And if you don't have anyone to encourage you, well, do it for yourself. You are the best person who can do it. Right? I think these are some of the things that have really helped me. And this can definitely help them as well.
Thank you so much, Chaya, for coming here and sharing your story. Your story is very motivating. And I personally learned a lot as a leader from your leadership skills. So thank you so much for taking out time. I know you are busy. There is an important match as well tomorrow.
Yes.
And so many things are going on. But thank you so much for taking out
Totally
time
my
for us.
pleasure. And I loved being here today. Talking to you was absolute delight. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.